Ubuntu, default access mode, permissions, E4 users home dir, home user. What is a default access mode, e.g. 0755, E4 users home dirs in Ubuntu, e.g. what is output of ls, ld, home asterisk? In other major Linux distribs, Debian, Red Hat, Gentoo, Arch? How can I change this default? PS, sorry, but I can't find an Ubuntu now and test this myself.
Check the umask man page. The default umask setting is allows group and others read and execute access.
The default permissions for home in Ubuntu is rwxrxrx or 755. For home user it is also rwxrxrx or 755. At least it is on my installation. To change the file permissions of the home directory, open a terminal and run something like. Remember to change the 700 to the chmod value that you actually want to set. If you do not own the directory, you need root privileges to change the permissions. Ubuntu uses sudo for that. When you run this command it will ask for the administrator password.
When creating a user using useradd, create home username, the skeleton directory, usually /etc/skel, is copied, including its permissions. The home directory, /home/username, is subject to the umask setting in /etc/login.dfs. This is set to 022 by default, so the permissions for /home/username becomes 755. Relevant excerpt from the Ubuntu manual page of useradd. The following configuration variables in /etc/login.dfs change the behavior of this tool. Umask, number, the file mode creation mask is initialized to this value. If not specified, the mask will be initialized to 022. Useradd and new users use this mask to set the mode of the home directory they create.
Default permission of user home can be controlled in following places. The skeleton directory option, skel_dir, of useradd. Skel value in /etc/adduser.conf, that define default skeleton directory. dir_mode value in /etc/adduser.conf, that define default permissions. Home directory of new users are created using /etc/skel as a template, default behavior. Default permission of /etc/skel is 0755, drwxrxrx. Using a custom skeleton directory with correct permissions will allow new home directories to have desired permissions. Defaults for adduser are defined in /etc/adduser.conf. Default value of dir_mode in /etc/adduser.conf is 0755. Changing dir_mode to correct permissions, dir_mode equals 0750 or similar, will allow new home directories to have desired permissions. According to Ubuntu documentation, this seems to be the best option. Already existing user home directories will need to be manually changed. So it's a good idea to change /etc/adduser.conf right after the installation to avoid new users getting 0755 drwxrxrx type permissions. Still, the very first user created during installation will have 0755 set to its home directory, which should be manually changed. Umask in /etc/login.dfs is a general setting for files, /directories, /etc. created by users, not only in their home directories. And could get changed depending on usergroups_nab in /etc/login.dfs. The official explanation, user management, user profile security. Check other sections of user management as well. Related, this URL.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.